Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. I hope everybody out there is having a great Sunday morning. Hope you guys had a great week. Today, let's talk about getting old. Let me tell you guys, when it comes to any getting old, it's very different for everybody, right? And to me, in my lifetime, there's very few times that I've felt old, in a social sense. I don't feel old, like in my mind, I think, if I had to put an age on it, I think I'm always 40 in my mind, right? Not that I haven't grown as an individual, but physically, I would say I always feel 40. That's how I feel on a daily basis, right? Even though I'm way past 40 now. But that's usually how I feel. But I had a moment this week playing Starfield that is one of those moments when you realize that Father Time has gone by, that Father Time is undefeated. I was playing Starfield, and let me tell you, Starfield is like a complicated relationship with somebody that you really, really love. I mean, just like any other Bethesda game, it's full of bugs that at sometimes frustratingly, just ruins the game or your mission or whatever you're working on. But they're so interesting, and you're just hooked on the game that you just want to do it. The game has a lot of replayability. And let me say, overall, I give this game a 8 out of 10. Some people might give it 70, 75. I mean, it's out of there, right? For the storyline, I mean, it's a game like Minecraft that you can make it your own based on your experience afterwards. Right now, I'm just going to do a lot of planet exploration. I finished the mission just with very few side quests. Some that I found interesting. There's a lot of questions of morality here, like like in a lot of Bethesda games. Should you kill somebody? You become friends. You become friends with some of the bad guys, and now you got fields for them, right? Do you want to shoot them? And things like that. But overall, it was a very enjoyable experience, and I can see why people are drawn to this game, and probably why I will be playing it for a long time, especially if it's on Game Pass. But anyway, I have the game room that I told you guys that I built for my grandkids and kids and me, so we can just have a place to go and play games. Right? That's basically what it is, a retro setup room where we can enjoy games. And as I told you, turned out to be very different than what I thought. I was going to put video games out there. I have all the consoles, and of course, nobody touches them other than me, right? Everybody plays on tablets. Everybody's playing either Minecraft or Roblox. And I was showing, in this particular case, I was showing my 8-year-old granddaughter, what I was doing in Starfield, and she joined me for the journey. She was just paying attention. She was playing Roblox at the time and also eyeballing my game, and she would ask me questions, and I would tell her what was going on, and I'd show her how I fly my ship, things like that. And I was at the very end of the game, and all of a sudden I finished the game, and the credits started rolling. The credits start rolling, and I get up, and I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, as I usually do around 7 p.m. Yes, I drink coffee at night. And, I come from a coffee drinking culture. I've been drinking coffee since I was 5 years old, right? So I get up to make my cup of coffee, and my granddaughter asks me, "What is that in your game?" And I turn around and look, and it's the credits. Right? It's the credits of the game are rolling by, right? She's 8 years old. Her favorite games are Minecraft, a couple of games that she plays on the Xbox Game Pass, with another one of my granddaughters that lives up in the Bay Area. They play together. I forget what the name is called. There's a couple of them that they play on the Game Pass together, co-op. in Roblox. That's what she plays. And I realized that she didn't know what credits were at all. The games she plays have no ending. They're co-op games. That's all she plays. And that's true for very many of our kids out there, right? This is what kids are playing. They're playing Fortnite. They're playing, everybody can remember when, when the first Fortnite ended and people were losing their mind and and went, they did that whole deal. But my grandkids, they don't know. They don't play any games that have an ending. None of them. And I had like to take pause and realize it. Like, she never experienced this. She never experienced anybody finishing a game. Something that, we've done all our lives, right? And but a lot of our youth, especially younger kids, don't have that experience. I mean, a lot of you out there, by the time you were 8, 9 years old, you had already played games that you finished. Hopefully if they weren't too hard, right? But you knew what a game ending was, and people would talk about the ending of the game, and try not to spoil it for other people and this and that and the other. But at that moment, guys, at that particular moment, I felt my age. I felt like her grandfather. And I am, this kid's grandfather, of course. And we're always playing and having a great time, but I never felt that age difference, right? That generational gap that people talk about. That's one of the moments I felt it. I felt it a couple other times in my life, but this is one where I felt in video games, and I was just like, man, times have changed, right? Times have changed, and when we look back at what we thought video games were going to be like, for me, I would think that I would have thought that we would just have a lot of more games. I just thought we had plenty of more games, but in the same format, games that you would play and have an ending, and then have, the sequel, trilogy, whatever. But games with no ending, right? I didn't think we're going to be this big, but they are. We talk about co-op couch and stuff like that, and that's pretty much all my kids do. They play Minecraft together. They play Roblox together. They play all these games, but they don't really have an ending. They're I don't know, what they're going to talk about, when they're in their 20s and 30s and they remember this time. I hope they remember it fondly. I hope they remember playing in the room that Grandpa made them so they can have a great time together. But, yeah, man, games with no ending. And let me tell you, I felt it. Right? I almost never feel old, but that's one time. This is one time, and this just happened yesterday, that Starfield, finishing the game in front of my granddaughter, made me feel old. Well, guys, remember, you can always be young at heart. And you can never stop having a good time. Take it from me. I've done that all my life. All right, guys, I hope to catch you on the next one. Take care.